Hey everyone, it's Commercial Review. Today we're going to be asking one question. What makes a good advertisement? Some advertisements are clearly unmistakably great. They're funny or clever or just make us feel good about ourselves. Others are absolutely bad, just the worst. Real steamy shit. So what makes an advertisement good and what makes it bad? That's not an easy question because there are three ways that you can look at advertisements. There's the financial level, which is how effective is this advertisement at actually getting people to buy the product. There's the artistic level, which measures things like concept and creativity. And there's a moral or ethical level, where we look at whether ads are treating consumers well or badly, and whether the values promoted by the advertisement are ultimately good for society. Although I mentioned financial first, let's start with the artistic level, because that one's easy. We use the phrase production values a lot here at Commercial Review, mainly because it's a lot easier than saying cinematography, use of color, pacing, framing, sound design, sound quality, video quality, music, and set design. Normally, to do all those things well, you need the bigger bucks. But they're not necessary, and advertisements that can have great production values in spite of a lower budget are at least more likely to indicate a company that's offering a better product because they're eliminating normal costs. Good artistry isn't just about how the commercial comes together, but also what the core concept is. This is where effective campaigns and branding come into play. If an advertisement's going to be successful, it needs some sort of staying power, not just a flashy entrance. Moving on to the ethical level, yeah, the easy part was a lot shorter than I hoped. How do we talk about an ad that does well financially and is made well artistically, but is still rotten on the inside? Here, we need to distinguish between good advertising and a good advertiser, or between an ad that does its job and an ad that does its job and doesn't make your life worse. Infomercials are the worst offenders here, artistically and ethically. They're usually not very creative, beyond, wow, they cut a shoe with a knife that's designed for raw meat and summer squash. And by throwing in crap tons of extras, which they never explain as well as the original product, they treat their potential consumers as greedy, materialistic, kitsch-grabbing, closet-stuffing, unrestrained horde monsters, when someone who needs a good new knife or kitchen accessory really just needs the basics, and should be incentivized by how good the product is, and not how many extra gewgaws I can get if I order within the next 12 minutes. However, infomercials and other advertisements as annoying as them must be working on the financial level because they're still around. Unless refinancing companies, weight loss pill shillers, tax evasion firms, and those survey groups that tell you can win a free Xbox all have the same millionaire patron who just loves cheap bouncing ball internet banner ads, then we have to assume that these kinds of ads, one way or another, are working. That's sad to contemplate, but also instructive. And the lesson is, how do we harness what these ads do well without also being gimmicky and underhanded? I think a lot of these thoughts come together in an idea that I call conformity of worth, which is just a pseudo-intellectual way of saying an advertisement should be appropriate to the kind of time it takes to choose this kind of product. This is why infomercials are often the spawn of hell's proctologists, because the amount of time that they spend demoing their quick and easy what's it, or their dazzling new cubic zirconium thingamabob, in no way matches the amount of time it takes to rationally decide on that kind of product. Now maybe that works for an infomercial about life insurance or a car or a mortgage, because you need more time and information to make those choices well. But on the flip side, a home refinancing ad that is just a spooky ghost wondering what state do you live in is totally inappropriate for the object it's selling. Food and drink advertisements are usually simple, sweet, and undemanding, because I don't need a lot of time to realize I'm hungry and that looks good. Luxury items need a long or thoughtful conversation even less, which is why, nonsensical as it is, the Chanel She's Not There commercial is perfectly worth the time for its product. The only two things that matter for that commercial are a name and a feeling, and that goes double for perfume. This brings us back finally to the financial level. If a company is willing to be deliberate and respectful of your time and its advertising, it's probably going to treat its goods and services the same way. Although I think that the character Flo from those progressive commercials is one of the most abrasive characters on television today, the ads themselves get your attention, get the message across, and try to do so in ever more offbeat and colorful ways. In other words, when those advertisements started, they were taking a risk on that character, and that tells me that Progressive is probably willing to take risks to ensure good quality for its product too. Asking for good artistry and a sense of respect and decency in advertisements shouldn't be seen as asking too much of a basically evil world of business. If a company has to worry about quality in its advertising, hopefully that concern will rub off on what they're selling. It's unfortunate that advertisers get a bad rap today for being cynical and manipulative. Commercialization is almost never a good word, and cultural phenomena like the show Mad Men or race car drivers wearing the logos for Dove and Jiffy Lube on their suits haven't helped that cynicism. But when things are working right, advertising helps good businesses introduce people to good products. In the same way that when a great local band sells out and starts getting mainstream attention, it's actually helping more people listen to better music. So instead of writing off all advertisements and commercials as a necessary evil in a world of gluttonous consumers, we need to start distinguishing between advertisements that deserve praise, the ones that treat people as human beings whose time is important and who try to show the quality of the product through the quality of the ad, from advertisements that people need to get angry about, because they do a half-assed job or bring out the worst in us just to get us through the door. Thanks for watching today. Let us know what you think are the best and worst advertisements you've ever seen. Tell us what you think advertisers should do more of. Check out some of the other videos that we've made. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all later.
Living rooms, bedrooms, dinettes. Oh yeah, you can find them at the market. We talking about flea market. Montgomery, it's just like a mini mall. Oh yeah.